Well, today I want to talk about healthfulness and longevity, maximize your lifespan. And you're going to have to be obsessive about this. It's not going to happen just by eating well and doing yoga and going to church every Sunday. Those are all great things. I go to church as often as I can, being on the road. I get invited to some wonderful churches. I love it. I exercise by emptying and loading trucks, and I eat very well. But I'm still obsessive about taking my supplements. I'm still obsessive about taking all 90 essential nutrients twice a day for 67 years. In a couple of months, when I turn 75, it'll be 68 years I've been taking the 90 essential nutrients twice a day. Well, all of this is in the books Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, Immortality, and Epigenetics. I'm going to call this the trilogy number 2. The trilogy number 1, of course, is Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Actually, the Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. But trilogy number 2 is Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, Immortality, and Epigenetics. What we're talking about here is how to maximize your health, your healthfulness, your lifespan. The CDs are what kills billionaires. You have to know, I mean, they get the money, right? And yet they only live to be 66. Dial MD for Murder and Deadly Recipe. Those 3 CDs. What kills billionaires, Dial MD for Murder, and Deadly Recipe. Tells you all the things you need to avoid, the things you need to do to maximize your lifespan and be healthful. Well, all the diseases, I'm going to repeat that, all the diseases that doctors say are genetically transmitted or not. These are things that are either inflicted upon you by the OBGYN that's taking care of your mother's pregnancy, and you're born with some kind of birth defect like cleft palate, spina bifida, club foot, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, these kind of things, even sickle cell anemia, thalassemia. All of these things are caused by mother missing something during the pregnancy, baby getting deficiency during development, baby being born with these things. Some of them, like the lactose intolerance, which is one of those events that occur that affect the rest of your life, although they're not a surgical case. These are called inborn errors of metabolism, but they're not genetically transmitted. The mother's missing something nutritionally damages the baby when that enzyme system is forming. Very common one, of course, is lactose intolerance. You make up the difference by supplementing with a lactase enzyme. Muscular dystrophy and cystic fibrosis, 2 fatal diseases of children. Cystic fibrosis, I discovered the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in 1977, discovered the cause, prevention, and reversal of cystic fibrosis, was fired for it from Emory University in Atlanta and the Yerkes Primate Center in Atlanta. Went on to go to Qishan Province, China, and prove absolutely that cystic fibrosis is a deficiency of a single mineral selenium. And then muscular dystrophy, worked on that for years and found out the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy, gave it to Jerry Lewis, saying, look, we don't want any money. We've already spent the money. We've already done the research. All we want is to know, Jerry, do you want to be the one to make the announcement that the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy has been found? He got excited, took it to the Muscular Dystrophy Foundation. They fired Jerry Lewis. They fired Jerry Lewis. Okay? How crazy does this get? Well, you'll understand it when you read my newest book out, Epigenetics. The subtitle really says it all, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. The graveyards are filled with thousands of medical theories that were failures, okay? And so you shouldn't be too surprised that the genetic theory has been a failure too. All the diseases that medical doctors say are genetically transmitted are not. These are epigenetically generated, either as a deficiency during the embryonic life of the embryo before you're born, or as a nutritional deficiency after you're born. For instance, type 2 diabetes is not genetically transmitted. Even if it's 5 generations in your family, it's not genetically transmitted. It's a simple deficiency of a single mineral. We've known that for 70 years. Why don't doctors do something about it? Well, that's because there's no law requiring them to cure when there's a cure available. They treat you. There's more money in treating you for 25 years than there is in curing you in 3 weeks. So I urge you to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics. You look up any disease that your doctor has told you is either genetically transmitted or autoimmune, or you're the only one on earth that has this genetic disease. I mean, even a 4th grader that has had their biology class knows that's impossible. You're the only one on earth that's got this genetic disease. Where do doctors come from when they say stuff like that? So I urge you again to get the trilogy number 2, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, Immortality, and Epigenetics. These 3 books are going to show you how to add 25 to 50 years of healthful living to your life most importantly, I think, even more importantly than that, is to add 25 to 50 healthy years to your kids and your grandkids' life. How good is that? I mean, what a great legacy is to help your kids and grandkids add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. It's not going to happen by taking them to the doctors every month. It's going to happen by you reading and transmitting the information to them, getting them on the 90 essential nutrients. We cannot get this stuff from our food anymore. Number one, because we're using electricity now instead of wood for fuel. You'll understand what that means when you read any of those three books, Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, Immortality, and Epigenetics. And number two, we've dammed up the rivers. And, of course, what that means is we're not getting the silt to revitalize the farm soil every year like we used to, and silt is minerals. Wood ashes are plant minerals, a.k.a. wood ashes. It's all gone. So you have to make up the difference. You have to be obsessive about this. Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, Immortality, and Epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to your pearls of wisdom.
Okay, these next couple of stories, these indicate or outline how, we're always bagging on the American medical system and given the statistics of how many people get infections and are killed during their system. And this is to outline that this happens in other countries as well. So it's not just the American model that's broken. They're all broken because of the allopathic approach to medicine. And this first one is a headline. I got these both from ABC News. First one is headlined, Olympian Ian Thorpe being treated for serious infection contracted after surgery. An Australian Olympic swimming legend is in intensive care in Sydney receiving treatment for a serious infection. The 31-year-old five-time Olympic gold medalist contracted the bug after surgery at a hospital near his home in the Swiss town of Ronca Sopra Ascona. And so he's now under intensive care. His close associates fear that he could even lose his left arm. However, his agent, James Erskine, says that he's contradicting the major details of the report, telling ABC News that the swimmer is not in intensive care, but is undergoing treatment with large doses of antibiotics. He says it's serious but not life-threatening. He's contracted two forms of a bug in hospital after three operations over the last 2 months or so. And they're basically saying he probably will never swim again now. And then there was a story of a 43-year-old Swedish man who they believe is maybe the luckiest man alive after he narrowly survived a plot to harvest his organs by his doctors. This guy, Jimmy Fritz, was paralyzed by a stroke 2 years ago. He was out to dinner at a small island off the coast of Sweden, and because of the remote location, it took a long time for him to get to the hospital. He was completely paralyzed. He says, they looked at the x-ray of my brain, and when they had done that, they told my girlfriend that it wasn't good and I wouldn't live. I could hear her crying the whole time, but I couldn't do anything. I heard them tell my girlfriend and my relatives there was no hope because I couldn't do anything. I could only see and hear. I couldn't move my body. As he lay in the bed, he heard the doctors discussing the possibility of organ donation. In particular, they wanted his liver and kidneys. He says, I was scared because I thought I was going to die and then a hard death. He says, I remember the thought that what will happen if they decide to cremate me and I will see the fire and feel the fire. He says he believes that he would have been declared brain dead had it not been for a senior doctor 3 days after his accident, re-examined the x-ray and immediately realized there was a good chance that he would recover within days. He could nod his head. He could now speak and move to a small degree. So there you go. There's a couple of examples of how the medical system, these guys were just looking to get the organs. I contend if he was a 70-year-old man, they would have just went ahead and done it. Yeah, doctors tend to be, what should I say, goal-orientated. And so if they're looking for a liver or a heart or a kidney or an eye or something to put into somebody else, you come along, you are about to help them fulfill their goal. And they don't mind knocking you off. Let's say they figure, I might have 6 months to live anyway, let's just take it now kind of attitude. That all goes back to the old eugenics stuff from Darwin's cousin, Francis Galton, and of course, which got really put into the bad system when Hitler came along. And then Operation Paperclip, where we forgave many of those Nazi doctors, and we took the pharmaceutical companies, A.G. Farber, Pfizer, Merck, as reparation for the cost of the Second World War.
And we pardoned a lot of those doctors. Of all the people who were hung and executed after the Second World War and the Nuremberg trials, most of them were doctors. Well, things haven't changed much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Doug. Super job. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Ontario, Canada. And Jim, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Jim. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I've seen you on television, and I can hardly believe I'm talking to you.
Well, thank you. I was just in Ontario last week.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh. What about?
Oh, I was putting on meetings, educating Canadians.
Yeah,
hey?
I know, but okay. Anyway, it's my wife's problem.
Okay.
My wife had a stroke about 5 years ago, and the first one was very mild. She didn't even stay in the hospital. A year later, she had a bad one, and she stayed in the hospital for 4 weeks, and she pretty well recovered from that. And then about a year and a half ago, she said she went through her ankle. She couldn't stand on the ankle anymore, the right ankle. And about a half year later, it was going pretty good. Then she had the same thing again, and she still has the same problem. It's many times it's sore, and she walks with the walker a little bit, and I walk with the wheelchair behind her.
Okay.
Now sometimes when she sits down, even during the day, then her leg starts to jitter. At night, sometimes her leg shakes too. And
okay. Let me ask you a couple of quick questions here.
Okay.
How old is your wife?
My wife is 78.
Okay. And how much does she weigh?
About 190.
Okay. And let's see here. Does she have any high blood pressure or diabetes?
A little bit high blood pressure, not much. I take her blood pressure every day now, and it's about anywhere from 125, 130, 135, 139, over.
Yeah, is she on medication?
Well, she has a couple of blood pressure pills, yes.
Okay. All right, so that helps me to know that. All right. Well, here's what I would do. First of all, blood clots, strokes, are actually caused by deficiency of the omega-3 essential fatty acids. It's not genetic. It's certainly not just something that just happens. Blood clots, whether it's a pulmonary embolism in your lung, deep vein thrombosis in your legs, coronary thrombosis in a coronary artery, or stroke, which is thrombotic stroke, all caused by omega-3 essential fatty acids. Well, get your pen and paper out, Jim, because when we come back, we're going to give you a program for your wife and make her a new woman. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Canada and Jim, but I think this is a Shar thing. Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, now, here's a 78-year-old woman, 190 pounds, and she has a history of a couple of strokes. She has a little bit of high blood pressure on medication still, a little bit of high blood pressure, and she has some degenerative bone disease, maybe even arthritis in her ankles and maybe her hips and her back and legs and so forth. What would you do for this lady?
She needs 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
Okay, perfect.
And she needs to add the Ultimate Daily to that, too.
Okay, why would you add the Ultimate Daily?
Because of the high blood pressure.
Okay, excellent. Okay, very, very good. You hit the nail on the head. That's a A++, very good. Basically, 190 pounds, Jim. You need to give your wife 2, as Shar said, 2 healthy bone and joint packs. That's 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner. That's also, in addition to helping support the bones nutritionally, it's going to support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. Also, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. That's going to support healthy blood flow and reduce the risk of stroke and blood clots and coronary thrombosis and so forth. Those things are caused by an omega-3 essential fatty acid deficiency, a ratio problem between omega-3 6s and 9s, not genetics or not just something that just happens. And, of course, 15 glucogel a day. Those 2 healthy bone and joint packs, you'll be able to pull that off. 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That's going to support and promote maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, and bone matrix itself. So we've pretty much covered the stroke, the bone problems and joint problems in the ankle, and also the high blood pressure. Okay, give us a call every couple of weeks, Jim. Let us know your wife's weight. We can talk about that when you call back, and let's get these big things under control here, and we'll work on her weight a little bit. She's going to begin to lose weight just because she's taking in the minerals. But I think we can speed that up. But let's get her going, and so that she really feels comfortable with the program, and then we'll add the weight loss stuff. And, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Torrance, California. And Jason, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Jason, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. What's up?
I spoke to you a few weeks ago about the small mass lump in my neck in my parotid gland area. And I saw another doctor, get some more opinions, like you say. And I got ultrasound done, but they really couldn't tell too much with that. But he said it was a Warthin's tumor. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that at all. And, of course, they kind of recommending to get removed, surgery. But 80% of the time, they're usually benign and not cancerous, these things. And, but he's recommending just to get it out. So in case, it turns cancerous over time. And
now, is this associated with the parotid salivary gland?
Yeah, parotid. Yeah, it's behind my jaw, below my ear. Yeah, a little hard little mass. It's been there for like 5 to 10 years or so. Yeah.
These things do occur where you get kind of like a little stone, so like the equivalent of a kidney stone, in the little tube that carries the saliva into your mouth. And I'm not big on surgery for those things. If you would, go ahead and add your 90 essential nutrients. Make sure you're getting that CM cream. Put that directly on top of it. Get the CM Plus capsules. Take 3 of those twice a day. So you can't get the inflammation down. You'll pass that stone. That little lump will go down. Call me every 2 weeks, Jason. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Lafayette, Louisiana. And Sherman, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Sherman. You're on the air.
How you doing, Dr. Wallach?
Fabulous, sir. How can we help you?
Well, I have a cousin that has been diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. And my question to you is there anything that you have in your products that can practically heal that?
Absolutely. ALS is easy to prevent, easy to reverse. It's not genetic. It's actually a degenerative disease of the brain, and it is reversible. And, Shar, you know of some guys that I've helped reverse ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, didn't have you?
I sure do. Roger in Jackson, Michigan.
Yeah, Roger Kirkby, absolutely. Okay, very good. Your memory's good too, girl.
Yeah, Memory FX.
There you go. Okay, Sherman, you got your pen and paper?
Yes, sir.
How much does your cousin weigh?
About 130 pounds right now.
Okay, and how old is he?
Female. She's
she, okay, I'm sorry.
About 37.
37 years old?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Again, well, Lou Gehrig's disease, MS, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease are all kind of related. It's just a matter of a slight difference in what part of the brain, the basal ganglion, are involved, to what degree, how many, and so forth. And so I've seen people with all 3 diseases, MS, ALS, and Parkinson's disease. Okay, I've seen people with Huntington's disease and Parkinson's disease. I've seen people with Huntington's disease and Alzheimer's disease. But they're all the same disease. Okay, it just depends on what part of the brain is afflicted and to what degree. So it's not unusual for people to get 2 or 3 or all 4 of them. So here we go. First of all, your cousin needs to get off of all gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Absolutely no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, okay? Anything to do with the brain, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, lungs, I like to get rid of the gluten. Almost always they have a gluten problem. They can't absorb efficiently. No gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Got to get rid of all the inflammatory foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, nitrates and nitrites, no deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, all that stuff. And then no oils, no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. Okay, now the supplement program. Shar, what would you do for this gal with ALS? How would you start for somebody with ALS or any of the other MS, Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease? And you've seen people with Parkinson's disease too, haven't you?
Yes.
Go on.
Well, first of all, they have to get on a high-fat diet, and they need a lot of eggs every day.
Okay, so 130 pounds, you're exactly right. I'd have her eat 6 or 8 eggs a day. They cannot be fried or over-easy or sunny side up. They must be soft poached with soft yolks, or soft boiled with soft yolks, or soft scramble in butter, not oils or margarine. Okay, so very good. Here go the eggs. What supplements would you give this gal?
And heart pack.
Yep. Healthy heart and brain pack, absolutely. Perfect. 130 pounds, I'd have her take 1 healthy heart and brain pack per month. I would add to that 1 bottle of selenium, so she could have 3 selenium twice a day. It'd be 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. I would also have her take a tablespoon of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and 3 of the EFAs at dinner, and all that would be accomplished by the 1 healthy heart and brain pack per month and the extra bottle of selenium. And I would also throw in, just in case you got some vascular dementia in there, a blood supply problem, what would you throw in for increasing the blood supply to the brain?
Ultimate Daily.
Perfect. I'd have her take 3 of those twice a day. There's 1 bottle a month. And then for an extra boost for neurotransmitters, what would you throw in there?
The Smart FX.
Perfect. You're 100% here today, girl. Very good. And, I'd have her take 3 of those 3 times a day. I'd kind of go overboard in the Smart FX. I'd have her take 3 bottles a month of that, 3 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you saw David Dietrich up in Moose Jaw, Canada. He had really advanced Parkinson's disease, which is, like I say, first cousin to ALS, and he was really in trouble. And we came back 3 months later, and had he improved?
It was perfectly normal.
Oh, he went from being in trouble, being put in a hospice, to perfectly normal in 3 months?
Yep.
The same thing true with Roger Kirkby with ALS, and from Jackson, Michigan. Yep, and we do this all the time. We have a crew with MS going here in Canada now, and we're tracking them because medical care is free up here, right? So we're able to track them and actually show reversal of the lesions with the MRIs and CAT scans. Okay, call me every couple of weeks, Sherman. Let us know how this lady's doing because she will do well. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Lomita, California. And Cheryl, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Cheryl. You're on the air.
Hi. Good morning, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I'm 58, and I work a high-stress job, lots of hours. I am obese. I weigh 190.
Okay, and how tall are you?
I'm 5'1".
Okay.
Okay. I have hypertension. It's uncontrolled. I don't like to take medications.
Okay.
I work for doctors, so I know.
Okay. No wonder you're in a high-stress job.
Yeah. Recently, I went to a rheumatologist for pains in my fingers and ankles, and I found out that I have increased sugar. So I'm not taking any medications for
So wait a minute.
anything.
The doctor's relating this pain in your fingers to increased sugar?
No, she just did some routine testing, and she found that I had a high blood sugar. It was
okay. Now, is she calling it diabetes or prediabetes or metabolic syndrome? What is she calling it?
I haven't gone back to her yet.
Okay. When you have high blood pressure, you're overweight, you got some, insulin resistance, you got blood sugar problems. Yeah, she might even call it metabolic syndrome. Okay?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've heard, working for a doctor's office, you've heard of the metabolic syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you got it, girl. And so basically, we got to deal with several problems here. Okay, Shar, how would you start with this gal? She's about your height. Okay, so what would you do here?
Well, she should probably get on the ASAP. I would.
Yeah, well, ASAP for the weight. Now, what would you give her for the high blood pressure and also for the
high blood pressure? She needs the Ultimate Daily and basically if she's got any arthritis, I'd give her the Healthy
Bone and Joint Pack. And what about for her diabetes?
Well, she needs a Healthy Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. I take one of each. I get a Healthy Blood Sugar Pack for the diabetes because she needs 2 packs, and then I get a Healthy Bone and Joint Pack.
And an extra bottle of Sweeties. Perfect. Very good. Okay, so just to repeat and reiterate what Shar said, Cheryl, I'd have you take 1 of the Healthy Bone and Joint Packs per month, and I'll tell you what that means, and 1 of the Healthy Blood Sugar Packs per month. I'd also get an extra bottle of the Sweeties, and I would also get the Ultimate Daily tablets. That's going to allow you to take 2 ounces a day of the OsteoFX Plus, 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses once a day, and 3 of the EFAs once a day. I'd also take, the Ultimate Daily tablets, 3 of those twice a day for supporting healthy blood pressure, 3 of the Sweeties twice a day, and that's going to help you support healthy blood sugar and metabolism of sugars, carbohydrates, and fats at the cellular level. Call us every 2 weeks. And don't forget the ASAP, 1 dropper full under your tongue, 30 minutes before each meal. That's 1 bottle a month, and you'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, the 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's stay right there in California and talk to Maria. Maria, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Maria. You're on the air. Yes. How can we help you today?
Doctor, I have high blood pressure, and I'm struggling with numbness in my body and have sensitivity to the sun, my face, and my hands.
Okay, just a minute. I didn't get that. You have what in your side of your face and your hands?
I have sensitivity to the sun in my face and my hands.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And high blood pressure is the one that is really bad. Mm-hmm. And numbness in my body. Okay.
And did your doctor give you any particular name for the sensitivity to the sun in your face and your hands?
He gave me a test for lupus, but he didn't find anything in there, and that's it. So I'm really not going to doctors.
You're done with going to doctors. Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, how much do you weigh, Maria?
I'm right now 164.
Okay, and how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Okay. All right. Yeah, there's actually a problem with some people having the ability to digest and metabolize chlorophyll, the green stuff in plants. And they're sensitive to light because the chlorophyll is sensitive to light. You're acting like a plant, okay? That's often the reason why people just get really weird reactions to the sun. They can't metabolize chlorophyll. And it's kind of a liver problem, so we've got to make your liver happy. Okay, at 164 pounds, 5'5", high blood pressure, and the high blood pressure could go along with that. And so, Shar, what would you do for a 164-pound lady with high blood pressure and maybe needs some liver help? What would you give her?
Well, she needs selenium for the liver, and she needs the Ultimate Daily for the high blood pressure, and I would probably give her 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So, yes, as Shar said here, Maria, 2 healthy bone and joint packs. It would be 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and also the Glucogel 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs. Then for the high blood pressure specifically, I would throw in 1 Ultimate Daily, as Shar said. That'd be 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's going to support and promote healthy blood pressure and support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And then the selenium, I'd have you take 2 bottles a month of the selenium, or Ultimate Selenium, and that would be 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. And this is going to actually support and promote your liver function. And when your liver is happy, it's able to deal with all this chlorophyll. And especially when you're eating lots of green things and salads and vegetables and so forth, you'll be amazed. Usually within 60 to 90 days, your liver becomes very happy and your life becomes a lot easier. So do give us a call every couple of weeks if you would, please. Let us know how things are going, because blood pressure will come down. And if you want to lose a little bit of weight, at 5'5", I'd like to see you weigh it as for a lady, say 135 pounds. You might want to lose something like 20 to 30 pounds even. And here's where the ASAP could come in again. Put a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. Do not swallow it. Let it absorb through your oral tissues. 1 bottle a month of the ASAP will do you. Yeah, you'll be able to do that over 1 month, and just do that until you get down to your ideal weight. And then you can stop the ASAP, because you will be able to maintain that weight loss you've achieved without the ASAP after the initial, and it might take you 2 or 3 months, depending on how good you are about watching your portions and calories and things. You will lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day, and you'll be a new woman. Well, thank you so much, Shar. Great job. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan, pardon me. Great job. Fabulous job as usual. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.